Hello and welcome to my channel. Happy New Year's, everyone. It's 8:14 Eastern United States. So we got a little couple more hours to go before New Year's, but Happy New Year's to everyone who's already in 2021. Anyways, I got a two-topic video here, kind of cover two things. One is seems to be confusion with what the scale is on these signets on iSWA. We're just going to clear that up. As you can see here, we have RE and RE along the scale of this signet, and that will apply to not all of iSWA's signets, but most of them. Like all these all have the same thing. These folk radiation belts have RE and RE. Of course, the solar wind does too, as well. And the magnetopause tool. Now, if you just go to, you could just do a search engine look, and you can find RE, Earth radius, and it'll explain all that. And Earth radius is 3,963 miles from the outside crust to the center of the core is Earth radius. So how these tools are set up is the distance along the scale is that measurement. Now, if you'd like to figure out how many miles back it is, you just take 3,963 times the number here along the scale. So Earth is here. Let's just hit 60 because that is where the roughly where the moon orbits at 275,000 miles around the Earth, like this. So that's how you can tell. And this is roughly, I'll go over the distances on this picture I made. Well, that's the other part of the video. So if you'd really like to, I'd really like to clear this issue up. So just remember, if someone's talking about these models, which they are becoming more and more popular these days because they're becoming noticed and people are learning about it, especially by Eric's and Maya's videos and a few others like Off the Chain that are using the model to teach other people as well and show what's going on. So more people are seeing these models, but they don't understand how to read them. And I do have, if you go to my channel, playlists, you will find iSWA tutorials. Let's go that route. So here's a whole playlist, iSWA tutorials. It's not like it's a great tutorial, but it's a bunch of videos where I explain, and I did start making a few that were actually tutorials to get you started, and then these are kind of mixed on explaining certain events that go on as I go, and you can learn to read them yourself, and you don't need to listen to another channel. You'll know. Okay, so I just wanted to show RE, Earth radius. As you can see, that's what I've got here, Earth radius. The Wikipedia page does have the symbol here, RE. So, and you can see ER, it goes both ways, just depending on which website says what. So that solves that. Now, the other thing I wanted to cover was these signets, and using this scale, you can determine its field of view based on the information from these two satellites orbiting in Earth. And there are other satellites there, it's just these models are only showing two. And you can see them on the key here. Comms does not show, it shows goes 13 and 14. Here is 14 over here, 13 here. The moon, it does not show at all on these models. Alright, so let's now, as I was explaining you can see the field of view that this tool has, and you can determine how large it is, and you could make it square miles if you want, because you'll know from two different directions. It's a rectangle. It's easy to calculate, but I'm just not doing it. But what I am going to show you is what that field of view is in translation to space in our solar system. Now, this website, theplanetstoday.com, is a neat little tool. I have linked in Catfish Glass Eye in the announcements posts for anyone that, if they wants this link or a bunch of other links that we've posted there that are useful to whatever you're working on. And I do like that they added in the zodiac signs on this. That's pretty cool. But this is a great little tool. You can adjust those. The top is, you can remove the orbits, your zoom, and then it gives an actual, let's just come out a little bit, and then you change this from like a point of view, like how we see the orbits, and then you can actually change it over to how the actual orbits are. So it's neat. It's a neat little tool. But I used it because I made a little drawing from it because I wanted to show how iSWA cannot show our local planets and to try to see their magnetic signature. That's the second part, is it just doesn't have the field of view. So get it back where I had it. Yeah, to zoom in. Anyways, here's basically a picture that I made, okay? From this, let's zoom in. Okay, so this is Mars orbit. From this tool, Earth's orbit, and Earth is here. Mars is over here somewhere. It's just out of view. But if Mars and Earth were aligned at the two closest points, we're looking at 34.8 million miles apart. And I got that information from here by just Googling it. Came up with a distance calculator. Let's see. The nearest that Mars has ever been to the Earth is 56 million kilometers, or about 34.8 miles. On the opposite end of the scale, Mars and Earth can be a whopping 400 million kilometers, 249 million miles apart. Okay, so basically, if they were at their closest, they're still at 34 million miles apart. And now, iSWA's field of view, now understanding the point of view, I got to be sure I had the point of view right. So now remember, iSWA, the sun side is always over here, no matter how Earth orbits. So this is the tail behind Earth throughout the whole orbit. So that tail is orbiting. It's just spinning, not spinning around, but it's following around the orbit. So it's always out away from the sun. So now, based on the scale of Earth radius, we know that the full field of view of iSWA from here to here is 455,745 miles from the front of the scale to the back, right to left. Now, top to bottom, we're only looking at 237,780 miles. So on this tool, which is the only tool we know of that will give magnetic signatures, because it's a ferrocell, we just don't have the field of view to see any kind of local planets to pick that up, to try to see those. So the only way we know some magnetic signatures of our local planets is what the Egyptians wrote. And I did not pull that up, but that's going to be, that's probably going to take me, anyways, if you've seen my other videos on, we live in a trinary system, the Egyptians told us, you'll see the stela, and of course if you're watching Catfish, you have seen that hundreds of times. So where they give the Egyptians their magnetic signature. So the question was, do we have the ability to see that on this tool? And the answer is no, because it just doesn't reach far enough. All we can try to catch is signatures that come within the field of view. Like I said, I've got an iSWA tutorial. If you're interested in learning about how to read these specific tools, the magnetic field lines, solar wind velocity, and magnetopause, these three. This one, oops, these three. Magnetics, of course, just go over there. SWPC has some models, but they don't have magnetics still. You've got density, velocity, and one other part of it, but it doesn't show magnetics. So that's why we are showing, and I don't think these tools are going to be shut down anytime soon, considering they just revamped the website and added some more information on the signets themselves. So I don't think iSWA's is going to be going away anytime soon. Or why else would they put the time and money into it? So, I think that's pretty much it. Angry Catfish Briggs, of course. If you want to understand way beyond more than what I do videos on, or if you've had like any question you've ever wanted to know, he's probably given it in a video. So you got to go to his videos page, start with oldest first, and he says start with the third video with the moon. Of course, the moon is the largest sign in the sky of what is going on that everyone either doesn't give a crap about or has no clue. But thank you to all the people out there that are talking about the moon. It is important. And Happy New Year and enjoy your evening. Laters.